Hi, and welcome back to the Tobacco Room. Have you ever wondered how to grow, cure, and process Virginia tobacco? Virginia Gold is a very versatile tobacco sort that can be grown in a variety of different climates and a variety of different soil types. Let's dive in to what makes this sort of tobacco special. Virginia tobaccos are known for having extremely high sugar content in the leaves and not so much nitrogen. When fermenting Virginia tobacco, you need to keep that in mind that sugar drives the fermentation process. Because it's very high in sugar, this variety can be prone to mold if the temperatures are not high enough and if you don't keep a close eye on it. I prefer to ferment Virginia tobacco at a lower temperature for shorter periods of time, only about 2 weeks or so, and that's plenty to mellow the tobacco and make it into a fantastic smoke.
So here we are once again out in the field. Let's take a closer look at some of my Virginia plants I got growing. And in this row here, you can see some of my Virginia plants. They're about half grown. And you can really see what a tall, upright plant it is with quite large, broad leaves, kind of a lighter green color. And some of these leaves have taken quite a bit of wind damage from the strong winds here in Denmark. The soil is kind of a mixture of clay and compost and sand, kind of a good loam. And Virginia can tolerate a wide variety of soil types and climates, which makes it a really great tobacco for a lot of home growers and beginning tobacco growers. Another thing about Virginia tobacco I've noticed is that even though Virginia Gold is an old heirloom variety, it seems to be moderately resistant to fungal disease, which makes it another good thing for Denmark because it can be quite wet and humid here in the summer.
As Virginia tobacco matures, it becomes very tall, taller than a person, and you can see how the leaves develop a nice golden color. And when the leaves have reached at least 50% golden color is when I would harvest. You should hear a sharp, crisp, cracking sound when you break the leaves off.
Here is my flue curing setup that I have. I don't have a lot of money, so I just got an old freezer from the dump, took the motor out, kept the shelves, and what I do is I put a slow cooker and a heater fan in the bottom there for the first couple days until the leaves yellow completely. Then I remove the slow cooker and just use the heater fan to blow hot air up through the leaves, which are laid out on the upper racks, and then increase the temperature gradually until they are flue cured. More on that in a series on curing. And then in the back of the freezer here, I just have a very simple thermometer that can kind of measure the temperature inside the chamber. And here I have a vent hole that I can open for venting the chamber. After I've flue cured the Virginia tobacco, I let it stabilize for a few weeks, then put the slow cooker back in the bottom there to increase the humidity and control the temperature in a way that I can ferment these flue cured Virginia Gold tobacco leaves. So my little ghetto chamber here, it's both a flue curing kiln and a light fermentation setup. I'm sorry to say that I've used all of the flue cured Virginia tobacco I had last year, so I don't have any fine leaves to show you guys, but I did shred a whole bunch for mostly cigarette tobacco, and it's been used. And then I also have some that I ribbon cut for pipe tobacco, and you can kind of get a sense of how light the leaf is. This light, bright Virginia tobacco is really good for mixing in darker pipe blends. It really lightens a mixture and can bring a lot of sweetness and complexity to just about any pipe blend. So just to recap what we've talked about in this video, Virginia Gold is an heirloom variety of tobacco that tolerates a variety of different climatic conditions and soil types. It's a very tall plant, growing as tall as a human being or taller. It should be flue cured and fermented afterwards to take advantage of all of the high sugar content in the leaves. It makes a very sweet, light tobacco for cigarettes and pipe blends. I also use it in making twists and ropes for chewing tobacco, and is really good for really a workhorse of the tobacco trade. It's been grown for a very long time and is a sort that most people grow that are starting out in tobacco growing. I hope you got something out of this video. Remember to like and share, and most of all, subscribe to my channel. It supports me a lot and really drives the algorithm forward and helps get this out to more people on YouTube. You can also purchase one of my fermenting barrels. The purchasing information is in the description. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.